Assalamu alaikum. Hello, everyone. Okay, so now we're going to talk about the next chapter, which is grammar. Of course, this is not a very new thing. You've taken it before, so hopefully things will be clear. All right. Okay. So when we talk about grammar, what comes to mind is uh, the organization of words in a sentence. This is what people think about in general. Of course, it is more related to. Uh, okay, with this description, we could characterize all the words and phrases of a language in terms of their phonology and morphology. This is just the word level in that sense. Okay, when we go to grammar, uh, how can we distinguish between boys the lucky boys that, or the correct sentence, which is the lucky boys? Okay, what makes this thing correct? Well, of course, the language users and the language itself, the grammar of this language. Okay, so when we think about the grammar, we can say, you know, describing the structure of phrases and sentences in such a way we account for all the grammatical sequences in a language. This is one definition. All right. And the rule of ungrammatical sequence as well. Of course, this comes without saying. Yes. Also, the uh, rolling out all the ungrammatical sequences or order of words in a sentence. Okay. Yes. So first of all, before we jump to the main thing, we just want to describe words by themselves. Okay. So if we talk about parts of speech, uh, we have here the famous one, the article. We have lucky, adjective, boys. The boy is a noun. Boys is still a noun. Found, a verb. Article, backpack, noun. In, preposition. The article, park, noun, and conjunction. Okay. They, pronoun like he and it as the other one. And we have open, verb, carefully, ly, adverb. Okay, so many parts of speech. Let's go one by one. The nouns. When we talk about nouns, we talk about words that used or are used to refer to people, objects. You see it here, people. Refer to some people, objects, uh, creatures, places, qualities. Okay, phenomena, abstract ideas, and everything. So just the names of things that you refer to. These are the nouns. All right. We have articles, the famous ones. We have a, an, and that. Yes. Adjectives. Adjectives usually describe what? They describe the nouns. So adjectives are used typically with nouns, provide more information about things referred to. So happy people. So typically with nouns. Examples we have happy people. Okay, so they give more or provide more information about the things they refer to. So they provide more information about the nouns they refer to. Okay, we have verbs. Okay, the words for action, anything that is a kind of action. So various kinds of actions. Okay, and states. We talk about states like have, involved with people and things in events. See the difference here? Jessica is ill. That's a state. Has, I'll close this. It's done. Make it state. Like what? When we talk about this one. Of course, everyone knows an action, but when we talk about states, we mean what? Like is or has here. Okay? Let's make it bigger just to make it clear for you guys. So, Jessica is ill and also has a sore throat. Is the same. It talks about what? The state of her health, state of her being in that sense. Okay. After that, we have the adverbs. Let's go here. We have the adverbs. Adverbs usually typically used with verbs. For example, we have slowly. Yesterday, talking about something in the past. Some adverbs, like some adverbs, not all of them, some of them, okay, like really and very, are used with adjectives. I'm walking very slowly. Okay, so let me just highlight this just to make it clear for you guys. Change the color. So some adverbs, see it here, are used with very, really very used with adjectives. With adjectives like really, large objects move slowly. I have a very strange, see it here, very strange. After that, we have prepositions. Prepositions, which are the words like at, in, on, near, with, and without. Use with, see it here, with noun. In phrases. Okay, in phrases. Make sure you think about this. In phrases, providing information about time. Okay. So, information about time. You see it here. Where is time? Time like at, in. Information about place like on, near, above. Or connections. Other connections like connections. Okay. With, without. Okay. Involving action and things. Okay. These are the prepositions. Pronoun. Everyone knows a pronoun. It's like he, she, herself, they, it, you. Used in place of nouns. This is what's so important. You have to know that these pronouns are used in the place of nouns. So a pronoun is used in the place of a noun that it is what referring to people or of course things. Okay, that's the pronoun. Now we have the last category, which is a conjunction or conjunctions. Okay, conjunctions, words like and, but, because, when, used to make connections. So they make connections and indicating relationship between events. Okay, so an example. So sweet and he helped her a lot because she couldn't do much when she was pregnant. These are all conjunctions, okay, that are used to make connections and indicate relationship between events. Focus on the word events. Okay. This is the typical description of words in English. Okay, so we call this the parts of speech, and these are the categories. Of course, they are traditional, but there are more. We'll talk about the more ones or the things that are included as well later in the syntax chapter. Okay, let me just go to, yeah. So usually before we have some traditional, you know, description of grammar. For example, present tense, active voice, first person I, second person you, third person, or everyone makes a mistake, is what? See it here. So third person loves see the S here. That's the difference. First person plural, second person plural, third person plural doesn't have any change. That's the only exception. And we call this third person singular S. This is talking about involving what? Grammar in general. A prescriptive approach talks about, I don't want to go in details with this because what we need to know is the parts of speech in the beginning, which is this one, in order to start with syntax. Okay, syntax as beginning, we have structural analysis. This is what we want to understand. So that makes a lot of noise. I heard a lot yesterday. Yeah, we'll see. Wait, give me a good example. Yeah. So these are analysis. For example, an old man bought a shotgun to the brought a shotgun to the wedding. Okay. An is what? An article. Old adjective. Man noun. These are always together. So we call them what do you think, guys? Something called noun phrase. Noun phrase. Okay. Here we have a verb phrase. Okay. To the wedding is prepositional noun phrase. Okay, because it starts with preposition. Okay. In a sentence, we always have what? So a sentence tense has what? Or equals noun phrase plus verb phrase. Okay, that's the usual. So this prepositional phrase can be analyzed with this or added to the verb phrase. But I want you to understand the differences. We have what? A noun phrase, a verb phrase, prepositional phrase. Remember when we talk about prepositions? Let's go here. Prepositions are always used with what? With nouns in phrases. With nouns in phrases. So a noun phrase, like a noun phrase like that morning, that's a noun phrase. In prepositional phrase because it's the main attachment, or let's say the one that connects it to the sentence. So a prepositional phrase includes a preposition and a noun or a noun phrase. Okay, we'll go to this in details in syntax. Okay, but I just want you to have a thinking about it right now. Okay, that's chapter grammar, and this is what we need to know. You can see here we have some abbreviations. Okay, we have art for article, N for noun, NP is a noun phrase, verb, VP, and S for sentence. Okay, see it here? Sentence, that's the big picture. We have a noun phrase and a verb phrase. A verb phrase includes a noun phrase sometimes because that's what? An object. Object is a noun, always a noun, right? The subject is also a noun, right? Subject. So subject, verb, object. So NP means a noun phrase. We have an article and a noun, the dog. VP, that's the verb phrase. We have a verb, loved, and an object, which is what? The NP, the girl, the girl. Okay, guys? This is like the old description or the old style, and it's a little bit complicated, but it's also simple. The most fun one or the easy one is the tree diagram. The tree diagram, we'll go to it inshallah later. Let's go and see some examples. Let's do some exercise if we have something interesting here. Okay. No, these are not English, so it's not related to us. So after that, we have chapter syntax, the syntax. So in the last chapter, we moved from general categories and concepts of traditional grammar to more specific methods of describing the structure of phrases and sentences. Okay, which is the last part that we talked about in the grammar after the parts of speech. Okay, we have something called syntax. Okay, when we concentrate on the structure and ordering of components with a sentence, we are studying syntax. So let's make it a highlight to understand the meaning. So when we concentrate on the structure and ordering of components within a sentence, we are studying syntax of a language. Okay, so the word syntax means putting together blocks or words in general. Okay, let's see here. Like a description of sequence, ordering, produce structure of sentence, and more recent attempts to analyze syntactic structure. There has been greater focus on the underlying system on it. So syntax. As we said, we study what? The ordering or structuring of components within the sentence. So just the order of words within the sentence. So when we set out to provide the analysis of syntax in a language or of a language, we try to adhere to all and only criterion. This means that our analysis must account for all the grammatical correct phrases and sentences and only those grammatically correct phrases and sentences in whatever language we are analyzing. So the focus is only on account for all grammatical phrases, meaning the sentences which are correct. There is no issues. So the rules are for well-formed structures in a language or a sentence. Okay, we have something we'll deal about with it later, which is the deep and surface structure. We have some structures. We have two structures of the same sentence, meaning that. So if you go here and see the first one, this is called, okay, so this is the surface of the ocean, you know, the surface, سطح. So what you see here is the surface sentence, for example. Surface sentence. The window was broken by Charlie. What's the origin? The first one is the deep sentence. Okay, Charlie broke the window. You can just focus on the window was broken by Charlie. This is a surface structure. Okay, this one will deal with it later. And if you want to know, this is active voice, active مبني المعلوم, passive. Okay, this one we'll talk about it later. Okay, as I said, there will be a different analysis, and this is the focus of our chapter and our study is going to analyze through the use of tree diagrams. So we use the tree diagrams here because it's more convenient and hopefully clear for you guys. Okay, tree diagram, similar to use in chapter article, noun, NP, labels of the tree, as we try to capture the hierarchical organization of those parts in underlining structure of phrase or sentence. You see it here, an example. NP, which is part of the sentence, instead of using the old method, we'll use this one. NP has an article and a noun, an article and a noun. An example, we'll stop here just to make things clear later on. We have sentence. I'll write it here just to give you an idea to review what we've taken. So S stands for sentence, right? Sentence. You remember what we said? A sentence equals NP plus VP. So a sentence equals noun, phrase, and a verb phrase, right? I'll make it up top here. We have a sentence. I'll make it the same. It's okay. So NP, that's the NP, article plus noun. The girl saw a dog. The girl saw a dog. Okay. So sentence, we have NP, a noun phrase. The noun phrase includes what? An article plus a noun. It can be just a noun. A verb phrase can be just a verb. And what we have in NP and VP, we have a sentence. Okay? As I said, noun phrase and verb phrase, that's the NP noun phrase. Here we have the VP verb phrase. Okay? These are the same. This is the subject, and this is the object of the verb saw. What did you see? I saw a dog. Okay, guys? And here we will stop just to give you a chance to review. Hopefully everything is understood. If not, go back and watch the video again and again until you grasp the ideas. You can go to the book. It's easy to use. If you have any questions, please send me a message, and good luck.